Alright, so what's up YouTube? It's the Night Saint here back with another video, and this video is going to be about learn, create, and innovate. That is the goal, that is the ultimate goal of my life, and I think it should be the ultimate goals of a lot of people's, right? Is that I think that in reality, in today's time, I feel like the internet is it's a beautiful thing, but it stunted the growth of a lot of people. Some people excelled off the internet, and some people just, they learn to copy, right? And even with myself, like I said, I think most people fall victim to it, but you have to learn how to stand on your own too and take a chance, but also try to find a way for your, trying to carve out your own path, because it seems like the internet is like making a singular being. Like everybody love everything. It's like some people just can't look, like some people don't like, and I learned this with music. I think Tyler Creator was talking about how music used to be regional. Like we used to know California sounded like here, Detroit sounded like here, Florida sounded like this, Chicago sounded like this, Atlanta, and it's kind of like that. But it's kind of like mixing in, like everybody. It's a big mixing pot, and I mean it's kind of crazy. It is America. I mean it is what we are. That's what we are essentially. But I think to a certain extent that type of mixing creates the same people. Big. It strips people of creativity because people are just copying, and there's no originality to a certain thing. There's nobody that want to be an individual and just really take a chance for real. Like nobody want to, take a chance and be creative and just make something that's really out the norm for most people. And I want to encourage people to try to use your brain, try to use your critical thinking skills, because that's what I'm trying to do. Like, people always, like, even let's say with the spiritual stuff, it's always a way to do something, but it's always other ways that's not explored. And it's a lot of information. They give you the basic of information, but it's always your own way that you can do something, right? So my goal is to try to push people to be as original as possible. Like, I want to be an original person, but, and that's not to neglect the fact that, people have showed me the way along the way and showed me, like, certain ways to do things. But you gotta take that and add it to your arsenal, and you gotta make your own thing. It's kind of like All for One. If you ever seen My Hero Academia, is that we can give you all these powers, but you gotta learn how to use them in your own way. You can't use them, in the ways that people used them before, and that's kind of what I'm doing. That's kind of the way that I operate. I try to operate off of systems that I like and systems that more align with who I am as a person, but I try to make them in a way that works for me as an individual. Not giving me full reign to do whatever I want, but to give me full reign into pushing my human vehicle as far as I can, with still sticking with my own morals and standards. So, and that's like in terms of like me having a particular type of faith and a particular type of system I operate off of. Like me, I like Taoism. I like some philosophy. I like, Hinduism. I mean, not Hinduism, Vedic spirituality. I like Buddhism. You know, I like some of the Egyptian stuff, like I said, and that's like kind of like my main thing that I really operate off of. And I try to, read as much up on it as I can, and I'm trying to be more informed on it. Like that's my goal, just so I can operate out the way that I need to as an individual. But it's never good to just copy things. I think that it strips people of thinking power. It's just causing people, to just want to just follow more inside the crowd. And there's nothing wrong with the crowd. The deeper you go down on it, but on the surface level, it's just like everybody else. You know, it doesn't allow for one to really shine as much as they can as an individual. And kind of in my own life, I take a lot of pride in being myself and being an individual and not wanting to be like everybody else, or not wanting to follow the norm. Not saying there's nothing necessarily wrong with following the norm, but just the way that the universe made me, the way that karma works for everybody else, is that people are supposed to follow the particular path that they are born under. Some people are okay with being average, a regular person, like. And the thing about me is, when I was younger, I was trying so hard to be a regular person. I couldn't stand myself. I couldn't stand that I liked certain things. I shunned myself so much, and it's like, all for what? Like, all for somebody else to look down on me, even if I try my best to be as normal as possible. So that's kind of where I'm at now. It's like, I don't try to be as normal and try to be so, clean cut, and trying to be so, I try to fit in the box. Like, I don't give a fuck about the box. Like I said, my goal in life is to learn, create, and innovate. It's to make something way better than what it was before. my thing is to try to create a path that nobody's ever walked down. I'm trying to trailblaze a whole different path for myself and my family. That's the whole goal of my life. I want to do some cold shit, and that's gonna take courage and power. So yeah, so that's the goal. That's my goal. That's my whole goal in this shit in life. Is just to learn, to create, and to innovate. It's just to create a path that, just trailblazing essentially. So if y'all like the video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all later. Thank you.